Testing, testing, 1, 2, testing. Is it working? Got a red flashing light. It just might be. So we haven't been on YouTube in quite a while. It's been, I think it's last November. So we're in the 5th month of this year. And it was early enough, I think, in November or mid-November. So 6 months, 7 months-ish since I've last been on the old YouTube. But there has been a reason for that. I've had a little bit of eye trouble. So, I suppose it all started back in 2017, around 2017, 2018. Started having a little bit of blurred vision in my eyes. Not much, but just a little bit. It was a bit sensitive to the light as well. And I ended up having to get some treatment done and drops in my eye for a while and taking some medication, and it settled it down. There was like a build-up of pressure in my eye, something I didn't even know that could happen. And it settled down for a couple of years, and I came back again a few years later. They put it down to at the time that I got a cold sore virus in my eye, you know, maybe had a cold sore, which I get from time to time if you're run down or busy, and you know, sometimes get them. But maybe touched it at some point, sometime later, touched my eye and transferred it to my eye, and they said that this is where it all stemmed from. But sporadically for a few years it was on and off, caused me some issues where sometimes the pressure would build up my eyes and my eyes would feel a little bit sore and blurred vision. I have to go and get drops done on them, and yeah, basically over the last couple of years it's just been getting a little bit worse. The vision has been getting a bit blurred in it, to the point where I ended up last December having to get an operation done because the pressure went up and it just wouldn't come down. So yeah, that led to me taking a little bit of a break from YouTube, and that turned into a prolonged break, and yeah, just didn't bother going back on. The main issue I had was well, firstly trying to get my eyes healed up. I was away from the farm for nearly 6 or 7 weeks. I didn't do anything on the farm after the operation, all around Christmas and to the end of January, or early in February, until I got back on the farm. So it was basically 2 months where I wasn't able to feed cattle. I wasn't able to do anything that there was dust involved in. I had to keep away from dust. I couldn't get dust in my eye because of the operation that was done on it. And yeah, just firstly I wasn't filming anything, and secondly then my eyes have got very sensitive to the light since the operation, and it was hard to look at the screen even. So yeah, just that was it. I took a prolonged break from the YouTube, but we're quite busy, and we have been busy over the last number of weeks, and I've had the camera out and charged a couple of times, and I've tried to do a video and it just hasn't happened. But here we are, we're going to make one, and I'm hoping to maybe make a number of videos over the coming weeks. Of course we're going to be in the build up to silage season, which everybody likes the videos around silage time and the lead up to it and getting ready for it. So that's going to be happening over the next few weeks. So I'm going to try and I'm not going to commit to how many videos or what I'm going to put up, but I'll try to put up a video a week over the next number of weeks, and we'll see how it goes. Lots of updates that I can do. We've calving season, and you know, a lot of things that we can update as well along the way, and we'll do all that. So yeah, at the minute we're working. I suppose this video, other than explaining why I haven't been on YouTube for the last while, we'll talk about what we're doing at the minute, and that is getting ready for maize planting. It's going to be planted tomorrow. We're going through a really dry spell at the minute. As you can see, look at the dust. The deer are starting to look like a terracotta Fiat from a number of years ago. It's just that colour. But yeah, all we're doing is giving a final run before drilling, and yeah, we're going to hopefully get the maize drilled tomorrow morning. So 12 acres or 11, there's about 11 acres here, or 11 and a half acres in this field. So getting it ready tonight so they can start in this field in the morning, and I can do the other. There's the other field I think is around 15 acres in it, and I can power harrow it in the morning, give it a final run. So basically what we done was, it's all been ploughed. It was 10 ton of chicken dung put on it. Ploughed, got one run of the power harrow. I come in, I was spreading fertiliser all morning on two different types of fertiliser then to put on it, 18-6-12. Had a few bags of acre to put on of it, and then we put a couple of bags of urea on it, granular urea on it as well. So basically what we're doing is now we're coming straight in after the fertiliser's been spread on it, and we're just giving it a final run of the power harrow, or a second run of the power harrow. Just it's doing two things. It's just leveling everything out, that last little bit after the first run. It's actually leaving it like a plate. It's just doing a lovely job on it. And the other thing is too, it's burying all the fertiliser. So we'd be a little bit of, just afraid of leaching with the urea this time of the year. But if we get it buried down in the ground and walked into the soil, there's less chance of that happening. We've had no rain for, we've rain about 2 weeks ago. We had a few wet days, few heavy days rain, sometime around Easter I think, or just after Easter. We had a few days heavy rain, but before that we had a whole dry spell for like, it must have been dry for about 5 weeks or 6 weeks. So we've had very little rain the whole springtime, very little rain. And everything is crying out for some rain at the minute. Our spring barley is crying out for rain. The grazing ground, which has been eaten, is crying out for some rain to wash in, slurry to wash in fertiliser. So yeah, we need rain, and there is a little bit of rain supposedly forecast for Sunday. So we'll just have to see if that comes or not. But yeah, it's going well. We've only a little bit left to do. A lot of dust, and when we get up near the main road, I'll show you. There's a cloud of dust going over the main road, so I'll be glad when I'm finished it, because I don't want to. I definitely don't want to cause an accident, but I don't want to dirty people's cars either. Or there's even houses round by here, and I'm conscious of the dust. But there's not much I can do. We have to get it done. You kind of be glad. It's one of those occasions where you're glad you have the GPS, because you literally can't see where you're going here between the sun and just all the dust. You can't see where you last drove down in the field. So thank God for the GPS. The other thing too that's handy to have in this case, I don't know if you will see it in this. But if you press the reverse fan, it just clears the radiators out, keeps the dust out of it. But it's just blowing it into more dust. But every couple of runs, just give her a blast of the reverse fan and it just clears it out. It's a good job. So here's our dust cloud that's coming with us and then out the main road. Look at. God, I'm not going to be very popular with anyone passing by. Hopefully there's no pedestrians either, because I don't. I definitely don't want to get anyone covered in dust. Definitely don't. So over in field number 2, and we're making our way across it quite nicely. We are the whole way over the hill. We've got 4 or 5 strips to do over along that far ditch, and after that. Just the headlands. We are picking up a few stones, especially over this side of the field. There's probably 10 or 12 stones that I'm going to have to lift at the end. The teleporter did come in after the first run and lifted all the big ones that you could see, but it's just pulling up a few more. So yeah, just going to have to lift them. I might try and do it without taking the teleporter over, because take the teleporter over, it just tracks the field everywhere, and you end up, you could spend an hour going around driving just trying to take the tracks out of it. So yeah, we'll maybe lift them at the end, just put them onto the power harrow, take them down to a ditch or a headland, and we can just throw them into the ditch then. So yeah, so we do that at the end. But it's not just as dusty as last night, I think, but still quite dusty. But yeah, make good headway at it. As far as I know, I think we have started planting maize in the first field, so obviously I'm not there. I'm here, so I'm not 100% sure, but if he's not started, it'll not be long, and we'll get a little bit of footage of him planting once we actually get in the same field as him. So yeah, we'll see how that goes. But yeah, progressing on nicely.
Alright, so drone footage might be a bit all over the place. So it's the first time we used the drone really to video anything intricate, where you have to actually fly alongside something that's moving and try and keep it in shot and all that. It's the first time I've done it in like 6 months, so bear with it if it's a bit all over the place at the start. I think hopefully I think it's settled down a bit and I get back into the groove once I'm flying the drone a wee bit. But yeah, field number 2, getting through it here quite nicely. You can see the power harrow is on the 215. A bit overkill for it. It could handle a 4 metre or a 6 metre, I suppose. But why are we using it rather than 6930? Well, last year we used the 215 on the first run on the same job when we were doing the maize ground. In between runs 1 and 2, the 215 was switched off, the sprayer was switched on, and the sprayer then was used to apply the liquid nitrogen, which is what we used to fertilise partly used to fertilise the crop last year. But the power harrow then was hitched on to the 6930 at that time when I was heading off to do the spraying. Dad come in the 6930, and once I got a little bit of the field done, he started with the 6930. I've got the spraying finished, and then I continued on power harrowing. Then he headed back home with the 215. But what I noticed at the time, the 215 was using less diesel than the 6930. You could actually travel at a faster ground speed and use less diesel with the 215. So it's handier in this job, not in all jobs, but in this particular job, the 215 is actually handier in diesel. So hence why we're using it. It's handier diesel, a bit more comfortable. GPS on it, so you can just set the GPS, it drives up and down the field itself, all those things. So it's just hence why we are using the 215. Yeah, but get through the job quite nicely, get through it fairly quick. The Amazon power harrow, there is nothing to touch in Amazon power harrow. This field here is quite stony, and as some of our ground is, the abuse they take, and you never see the oil running out of them. They are just an unbelievable machine. Anyone wants to buy a power harrow, forget about the rest, buy an Amazon. Here we are drilling. It's Murphy Agri who are drilling this year, a new maize planter that they have, and a new job that they're able to, or service that they're able to offer, and they've done a very good job. And seed in the ground, can apply plastic, but as I said, we're not applying plastic this year. We're going to give it a try without it and see how it all goes. We did try some of it last year and we were happy enough with how it done, so we've done it all this year with no plastic. But yeah, done a very good job, all planted, and just wait and see how it comes up now. So a little bit of music before we do another little voiceover on the last part of the video.
I just realized I've built walls a mile high to protect my heart, but now I'm all alone, stuck on the inside. The heart doesn't need a castle, it needs I know I can't hide, 'cause then I'd be alone, stuck on the inside. The heart doesn't need a castle, it needs a bridge. Been too scared that I'd unravel. Brick by brick, I built these walls. Now I know that I'm enough. Just watch me tear them down. I'm gonna tear them down. If it couldn't break your heart, is it really love? If it can't tear you apart, is it really love? Just watch me march towards the battle. I'm gonna tear down this castle. I'm gonna tear down this castle.
I'm gonna tear down this castle.
Watch me march. If it couldn't break your heart, is it really love? If it can't tear you apart, is it really love? If it couldn't break your heart, is it really love? If it can't tear you apart, is it really love?
So, final part of this video, we're going to look at the field we done the drainage job on back 2 years ago. If you might remember, there was a damp area down here at the bottom of this field next to the river, and we stripped a bit of soil off the hill, took a wee bit off the hill and put it down in a low area just out from the river. The river bank is actually the same height as it was. That hasn't changed. But when it fell away from the river, the field, it kind of dipped down, and there was always a wet area in it. So yeah, we just stripped the soil back of it, put some of the hill down into it, rose that area up that it was kind of level with the river bank, if you like, and made a good job of it for the most part. But this area here, where you can see has been reseeded, or has had a bit of work done to it, it needed a bit of extra TLC. When the field was being ploughed last year, Dad that went over to plough it. He buried the 215 in a hole that there was here. If I have some pictures of it, I'll insert them now. But yeah, buried it. So it meant that it had to be dug out, and basically dug out, and just we had 3 or 4 trailer loads or dump trailer loads of just big stones, boulder stones, and they went into the hole. So the hole was dug out, they were all put into it. It was all filled back in there. This is only back about a month ago. It was all filled back in, and it was left sit there for the last month. I know when Power had it there with the earlier in the week, we put some grass seed on it, lifted a few stones that was around it, smaller stones, rolled it, and we left it there the way that you've seen it. So yeah, we've just done a great job on it, and seems to have sorted out the wet area. So I've just rewinded the video there a little bit because it's absolutely flying through. I'm not able to keep up with it. It's going that fast. I should have went a bit slow with the drone maybe. But you can see here now we have a whole new fence right around the field as well to make the field completely stock proof. There is one ditch was very good in it, and it didn't just need to be fully fenced, but 3/4 of the field had to be done right round. And yeah, good job done on that. You can see the other side of the fence there. See there's small trees all sticking up along the way. We bottom of this field is in the acre scheme where we had to plant 100 trees. Now I think we planted about 110 or 115 trees in total. A few different varieties, but there's a herd of deers that moves around this area quite a bit, and they come and they plucked out one particular variety of tree, whatever it was about, that must have been sweet, or they had a serious taste for it. they plucked every one of them out. Now, luckily enough, there was only a very small amount of them in it. There was, of the 115 trees, there might have been 15 or 20 of them was this variety. So we're going to have to get a few trees and we'll just pop them into some of the holes that's there, if you know what I mean, in the spacings, just to have it spaced out, and we'll not get that same type again. There's a whole list of trees you can go for. So yeah, that's one thing that just has to be done. The grass seed, we sowed a red clover mix in it. There was a scheme going for that, and we got into that as well. And very impressed with the grass that is coming up. And there's a small amount of red clover there, all right, if you look through it, but it's coming very nicely, and we're going to be cutting it for hay in about a month's time, roughly mid to late June, hopefully. And yeah, should make a nice crop of hay. But yeah, the field has turned out very, very well. Very happy that it's turned out. It's going to be yeah, it's a big change on it. That acre and a half that was down the bottom that you couldn't really use now is going to be into production, and you know, there's for grazing or cutting or whatever you want. It's just made a great job of it. So yeah, that's an update on everything. Hope you enjoyed the video. First video back. Silage is coming next week. So until then, take care. See you in the next video.